Well, good morning, everyone, and here we are in the What If, where proliferation itself is even proliferating. And yes, you can now get a Chinese HQ9 surface-to-air system in 1 in 72nd off eBay for around £60. So my Whatifians, who are of course a great Whatif regional naval power from Madagascar, who roam the oceans, protecting the rules-based rules and doing good deeds everywhere via the power of explosives, they have to react to these threats. And if you want your naval strike package to get through, you need decent jamming equipment. And the Buccaneer has been on the Malagasy Whatif carriers since the late 1960s. It had its baptism of fire helping the Americans out in Vietnam. And there, some crucial lessons on the suppression of enemy air defence and destruction of enemy air defence were learnt. And the Malagasys have carried that lesson on to this day. Now, they do operate some other jamming platforms. Bomber Command operates the EF.111G, sort of modernised Raven. And Fighter Command, of course, use a combination of F-16, CJs, Is, and F-15G, F-15 jamming aircraft. They also have some very specialised Shavit G550 electronic warfare aircraft and all of that kind of thing. But on the carriers, and to project power from the Malagasy main 70,000-ton nuclear carrier, which a new version is coming out later this year in the What If, they have gone back to the Buccaneer, and the Buccaneer is like the Growler version of the Buccaneer here, providing jamming capability using the same stuff that you get on the actual EA.1 Growler, the ANALQ99 pods, and they are exactly the same because they come from the Academy or Hasegawa Growler kit. Underneath the on the jamming version, the large capacious bomb bay is turned into jamming equipment stores and avionics stores, and I've done this version with the wheels down as it's parked on a carrier. There's no need on the Malagasy carriers to put the air brake out because the carriers are bigger. And this is the latest Block 20 model, and this is an earlier Block 10, and it has had some of the new additional equipment added. It's finished in my Ghost airbrushed scheme, which is a Vallejo medium gunship grey over a USN light ghost grey base. The actual Buccaneer kit is an Airfix kit. Absolutely wonderful kit. I can't really do it justice, but thankfully I build What If. So my mantra is really the words of the Beatles. It's only a northern song. So if you think that the rivets aren't quite right, well, you're wrong, because I wrote it like that. And as such, you can see that we have a catapult bar addition here, replacing the older system, the bridle system. And this Buccaneer would be, like all of my fleet of older aircraft, extensively reworked by Southrop. Southrop is my main military industrial contractor. We've got the addition of an extra wing pylon point here, strengthened wings. The spars have been redone, the engines have been upgraded. Alexa, to stop. And sorry, that's an alarm. And it's carrying the latest in jamming equipment, along with the Israeli Delilah pop-up SEAD missile. Now, these were probably used in the Israeli attack on Iran throughout the past few years. And that's a loitering cruise missile. It only has a 30-kilogram warhead, but it's very direct and to the point. It has a 10-metre circular error probable. And it's carrying two on this one and one here on the airborne one with an AIM-9X on the other side. And the idea of this is that these suppression aircraft provide jamming. They work with shooters which shoot the AGM-88G, the latest version of the HARM. But these loitering cruise missiles only weigh 187 kilograms. They're very light, they're long range, and you fire those into the enemy airspace. You jam the enemy 1 in 72nd batteries, and then that permits your strike package to get in and out. And I think we can all attest to the fact that the Israeli recent operations over Iran did achieve the suppression of enemy air defence. And that's where this Buccaneer, like the others with digital cockpit, FADEC, digital flight systems, everything is reworked from the smallest cog up to the biggest cog. Everything is redone. These aircraft are returned to the fleet in an as new condition, and they should get another 10-15 years minimum of service. Now, interestingly, I built this without referencing the instructions too well. So the Block 20 has the bigger slipper tank for some reason, mainly because I selected the wrong kit part. But there we go. Like I said, it is a what if. I hope you've enjoyed this video. There would be 4 of these on the carrier at any one time, plus 5 Buccaneer strikers to go with them. And the idea is that these kick in the enemy's door, so to speak, and let the strike package in. Even with the F-32s, which are a stealthy aircraft, and the X-47 or MQ-47 as I'm now calling it, you still need to have that suppression of enemy air defence, and that's what these Buccaneers deliver. Take care, goodbye.